Good morning, and thank you for joining us on our second day of the 2025 playoffs. We are on track one. We're about to watch London Roller Derby Battersea against Big Bucks High Rollers. Both teams have had a very good season in Tier 3 East. They have already played each other this year. London Roller Derby have won all of their games by a fair margin, including beating Big Bucks High Rollers by over 100 points. Big Bucks High Rollers, equally you can say the same thing about them. They have won all except for their London game, and again holding very large margins in that point differential of over 200 points in a couple cases. Now, they have already played this weekend, so yesterday we saw London play Durham, which was 320 points to 47. And Big Bucks High Rollers were played Wirral, which was 240 points to 50. So they're still keeping up with that very big point differential. They're not getting to a point where they're getting comfortable and then slowing down. They are going and pushing as hard as they can for the whole time. The winner of this game will go on to play Manchester Valkyries, and for either a gold medal, silver medal, and a promotion up to Tier 2.
I mean, there's shiny stuff on reward is the case. So I'll be Rix, I'll be with you this afternoon. This is Sonic, and we have our wonderful producer Duke Special with us as well, who will be making us sound much smarter than we are. Well, I say that, Sonic is very good at that as well. So we will throw all of the stats and all of the information at you. But let's see who's taken to the track today. Allow me to introduce to you London Roller Derby, London Battersea Power, 0115 Zip Hazard, 066 Cherry, 112 Fletcher, 117 Jessasaurus, 120 Fizz, 134 Lil Lisi, 14 Hop Hunter, 150 Snatch, 1984 Vengeance, 314 Pie and Smash, 333 Joe Commotion, 355 Pandemonium, number 5 Block Nez Monster, 66 Boudica, and 98 Palmageddon. That's your London Roller Derby, London Battersea Power, who will be playing in pink.
In Big Bucks High Rollers, who will be playing in black, we have 004 Swan, 073 Seven Hitty, 101 Atomic Affliction, 123 Dropkick, 127 Lou, 137 Lacey Kickers, 16 Drac, 258 Stitcher, 42 Gareth Skates, 5 Haley, 62 Wreck-It Alf, 66 Crash Unit, 88 Mads, 89 Freaky, and 93 Bear.
And we are ready to go. So London in the pink, as we said, Big Bucks in the black. You've got Vengeance versus Drac as your first jammer face-off. All the action, and it is Drac who takes that very preferred inside line to take the first lead jammer status for Big Bucks. You see Vengeance out of the pack now, so we're all about scoring. Here we go. Everybody into the melee. This is our first look at this, and Drac is keeping the smart thing, Sonic.
Absolutely. You can hear the bench coach from up here very clear, very clearly going, right, you've gotten that point, call it off. So, and I think it's going to be very clear from both of these teams, they're going to try and snatch and grab and call it. We're going to have a lot of quick jams.
I think there's going to be a high amount of game management required in this one, so stay tuned. Joe Commotion that taking the line for London up against Lou for Big Bucks. Everybody settles in as we head into this second jam here. Little just testing out the walls, splitting apart now. And it is the London jammer with the drive at the front, but does have to recycle. Safety first. Oh no, yes. Just making truly sure. I think the pivot's gone to the box there is what's happened. But we do have London as lead, although Lou is on the screen and in the lead technically. The control lay with London there. So we're just feeling each other out a little bit here.
We're going to see how we're going to put up. We're going to see how much of a fight we're going to have. 2 very quick jams, 1 point total.
This is going to be a bit of a chess match, isn't it? I think we're going to see everybody just try and figure out how to play this one. Fletcher versus Bear.
Now, Bear wasn't here yesterday, so this is her first game at playoffs.
Fresh to the track, fresh to Stoke-on-Trent. which is the way you want to be in Stoke. It is the London Jammer looking for room on the inside. Great lateral movement from both Jammers here, really trying to move those blocker tripods around. It's actually a 2-wall at the back there for London, but it couldn't hold together, couldn't stand up to Bear. Bear, your lead jammer for Big Bucks. Oh, coming in hot there. All good though. And it is that 2 pair we see as London try to play offense and defense at the same time, which is, of course, a key attribute of roller derby. And one of the reasons we love it, because look at all this action happening down here. We see Bear caught and contained.
It was very nice coverage from both Cherry and Boudica there, really watching the Bear likes to go back to that inside line and going, nope, 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 we're going to follow you right to this line.
Looks like everybody's done their homework. So, your scores, London 0, Big Bucks 2. We're off to a cagey start here as Fizz takes the line for London. Big Bucks puts out Crashunut, who had quite a game yesterday.
Absolutely. Yesterday, Fizz was the highest point scorer for London. Crash did play for Team Desi at the Roller Derby World Cup, so these are both very competent, very capable jammers.
But it is Crashunut who comes up with lead. Those blockers really making those jammers work for it there. So, Big Bucks in control of this jam as we see all the action in between turn 1 and 2. Look at that. Fizz just trying to figure out this wall, but Cambridge, Big Bucks, they're on later. You can watch them later. Fizz is just trying to figure out what's the answer to this incredibly stable tripod we're seeing here. So there's some great work happening. Look at this, and you see Crashunut doing what they have done a number of times this weekend, just driving, just trying to drive that pack along.
Do you know what? It is actually really impressive to watch a jammer push a 2 or a 3 wall as far as that. We have had a completed star pass for London. They did not have to do very many of them yesterday. I do love how quickly the star came off and it was in their hand, just ready awaiting.
Talking of things we love, footwork on the line from Crashunut there. If we were doing a highlight reel, that would have been on there. So, we've got some points, people. Calm yourselves. 8 points picked up by Big Bucks in that jam. Takes them to 10. London on 0. Oh, and it's a power jam. No, it's not a power jam start. We just haven't typed it in yet. All right, it's Freaky versus Palmageddon.
And this is interesting because it's only jam 4, so still not all of the jammers have come out and had a go yet. But I don't think London were expecting to not be in control from the get-go.
Absolutely, and actually it is London who have picked up the early penalties as well. So Big Bucks settling into this game really nicely. Settling in is Freaky, but really looking for the room on that inside. Everybody's down. Everybody's back up on track, but are we seeing a cut there? No, it is a blocker. Palmageddon is doing a fabulous job of maintaining that push, but also picks up a forearm there. So the penalty box gets incredibly busy, and the opportunity now lies with Freaky, who is staying in that safe water, in the deep water in the middle, driving forward. So we see a bit of pack management here. Here comes the choo-choo train.
Yo!
Unfortunately,
it may not have worked, but I love it. They waited for the jammer to put them in a position for them to come in and try and help.
Like my local trains, only half the carriages came in there. So we see the continued work from Freaky, keeping it clean, keeping it tidy. But what a penalty kill. That was a sensational penalty kill. They held Freaky right until Palmageddon was able to rejoin us on the track.
Absolutely, it's fantastic to watch that.
Again, we see London move to the star pass to try and put the pressure on Freaky here. So London losing more blockers to the box. Slow progress. Pinballing through turns 1 and 2 here. Oh, love the shirt wear. We love a bit of that.
Oh, yes. Fantastic assist from Cherry.
Love that. There are a lot of people who are going to have to order new jerseys after this weekend. That is a fact.
Hopefully we'll have no wedgies.
But that is London Roller Derby's first 4 points picked up and put on the board.
And matched by Big Bucks.
Five.
Very nice. So Big Bucks 14, London So we have now come back to the beginning of Big Bucks' jammer rotation. Have we seen this London jammer yet? Joke Motion, yeah, we have
seen Joke Motion.
So we're back. We're looking at a 4 jammer rotation.
Lovely stuff. So you see Drax settling in. Joker Motion lurking a little bit behind, but both fully engaged, and Big Bucks have taken that back line and having a lovely time, I think, but great work on the outside there. Joker Motion picks up lead, just a real great burst of acceleration. Just a moment cleared on the line. So London now looking to pull things back a little bit with Joker Motion.
Do you know what? So far, both of these teams, as soon as that lead whistle gets called, that star is off that helmet.
Yeah.
They are ready.
Yeah, we have been seeing this as a really strong tactic being used over the last kind of year, 18 months. It's become much, much more proficient and prevalent, I believe.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things that I wanted to see more yesterday and was surprised I didn't. So I'm really glad that I'm seeing it so much right now.
So quick update on the scores. There were 3 picked up by London there, taking them to 8. Big Bucks on 14. It is Vengeance versus Lou. We have a lead jammer. I think it's Vengeance. Vengeance does this incredibly well, gets out, but Big Bucks able to slow the roll, which is excellent work. Lou still battling, gone full stealth mode here. No, and it's a star pass.
Star pass to Stitcher.
Smooth star pass, Sonic, that was.
It's lovely. I love that they've gone to the front to get the space. Oh, big hit.
And those of you who've ever heard me announce before will know that I am a huge fan of the tactic of running away. It's valid. But London do pick up a point there. Takes them to 9. Big Bucks on 14. You have got 21 minutes and a few seconds left of this half.
I mean, the speed this game is playing at compared to yesterday. Jam 7 already. Bah.
It's an interesting level up, I feel. You can feel it today.
Absolutely.
Full respect to London Battersea Power and Big Bucks for the level they are bringing here at Five Nations Playoff live from Stoke. As you see Fizz and Bear doing the little dance with their blockers. And we've separated really nicely. Strong walls out there right now. The bridges are being forced. I believe, do we have Fizz picking up lead? It's off camera right now. It was a forearms. Our lovely producer Duke is able to assess that this is now a power jam in favour of Bear. So Bear, the lucky recipient of a number of power jams, is lead as well. So excellent news for Big Bucks that Fizz picked up that forearm penalty before lead was established. So Bear in complete control of this jam.
Absolutely. We've got this amazing one-on-one blocking going on at the back from Swan, which, as Swan is a dual roster for London Roller Derby Brawling, that's got to be great fun for the Pinks.
Absolutely. They are having a right time of things. And I know a lot of you are big blocker fans, and you'll be enjoying what you're seeing right now here in turn 1. So we do have everybody back on track, I believe. Oh, lovely hit to the inside, making Bear regret that choice of line there. We just see it settled down. It's good, intelligent derby play here we're seeing. Really nice. Great footwork. That was number 137, Lacey Nickers, with a lovely hit out and recycle as the Big Bucks pivot. Oh, lovely, riding the hits out, staying in line. 3 solid connections. Oh, but there was obviously a trailing toe, so
that is a
moment. Fizz.
Second penalty to Fizz in that jam. That is a cut track. So
I do believe Fizz picked up a number of penalties yesterday from, if I would politely call it the banter I heard somewhat outside. So Fizz not having an awful lot of luck with the referees this weekend. Have we got VAR, Sonic?
That would be great, wouldn't it? It's fun. So we do have a power jam in favour of Crashuna of Big Bucks. You can see her attacking that wall with a lot of speed. You can see her keep moving and dancing on her feet. Her feet never stop moving.
Snatch with some lovely blocking though there. Was able to stick really well. The offense was needed. So Crashuna now looking to capitalise. Lovely work. Oh, look at that. The London blockers really operating in this 2-wall, kind of 2-pair situation. You want to go inside, you want to go outside, that's fine. We got you.
Absolutely. And it's great You know, London are very used to being able to shut down opposing jammers. To see them coming apart and having more of a fight is actually quite entertaining.
So, but look at them back together, reunited, being marshalled by Cherry there. This is lovely work. Big Bucks forced to bridge to make that big recycle for Fizz.
Lovely assist from Mads. It definitely got crashed further around the track, but not all the way out.
This is some excellent work we're seeing from both teams here. Look at the catch and contain. Blockers are out to win this jam, folks. They want to bagel everybody.
Absolutely. Watching the space, how quick people are going, no, I need to bridge and spread this out. And what I really enjoy is, has Crash stopped moving at any point?
No.
Has Fizz stopped moving at any point? No, these are two jammers that this entire time they are going to move.
They know that getting trapped in the sad place is no way to operate.
They also know their bench is so on it, they know that London hasn't made their initial yet. So they're still safe to keep running this.
Yeah. And this is what you want. This is what we tune in to see, isn't it? It's not just that fabulous action on the track and those wonderful hits that Fizz was riding out there. It is the strategy. It is the gameplay, the clock management. There's so much involved in this. But what a hit there. That was number 66, Boudica.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. And if there's any teams out there interested in renting a bench, Gemeroids has an amazing program going. She absolutely loves benching for Big Bucks. There for Oxford. And also internationally, Crime City Rollers in Malmo.
Yeah.
If you need a bench, she'll make herself available.
I mean, roller derby obsessed is not quite the word. Joe Commotion takes on Freaky. And once again, we see the blockers settling in really nicely. This is some great lateral work here.
Freaky's pink shorts are making her disappear in that pink wall.
It's very confusing to us, Freaky. Could you not have done that? Do you know what I mean? It's too much pink. But look through the middle, burst Joe Commotion.
Very nicely done.
Joe Commotion, no matter what, does seem to come out quite well in these situations. Freaky, though, not too far behind. We are losing blockers quite rapidly on track. London definitely picking up. It was a track cut.
And this is interesting because I've always known Big Bucks as a fairly penalty-heavy team, and currently they have one
squeaky clean right now.
To London, who's just picked up another one's 12 penalty.
Yeah.
12-11.
And that 12th penalty is actually resulted in a Big Bucks power jam in favour of Freaky right now. Bear's like, what? I thought I was the power jam recipient.
Oh, yeah.
But Freaky getting a little go here as London are down to 2 blockers and they are being caged, but they're doing their best to get out. And look at that work from number 5, Blocknes Moster. Great work, but the pivot now gone as another block. Basically, it's 1 in, 1 out right now for London, whose discipline is all over the shop. But there is some good work, and Freaky with some great intelligence. No pass, no penalty, we see there. Excellent. This is a really intriguing game, Sonic.
I always knew it was going to be a tight game, and I am loving this. You know, this is, you know, not our first 2-minute jam. It's not our longest. It's the most points we've had scored by. And it's interesting because we're currently sat on 41 to Big Bucks, 9 to London, but yet the lead rate of jammers is 50-50.
Well, that is interesting. So Big Bucks being far more efficient and capitalising on those opportunities when they present themselves. But that is our biggest jam of the game so far. I check with Duke Special, who nods encouragingly at me. So your scores, as we noted, 9 on the board for London. Big Bucks just really starting to dominate this game on 41. And who called that timeout? Because it better be London.
Looks like London.
Yeah, I'd be thinking, Sonic, that would be me.
I would be too. Like, let's face it, London, everyone knows London's a powerhouse. They have been for years. They've going to come into this game and gone, now we're getting in that gold medal spot. To come out 10 jams in and be actually, we're 32 points behind. That's not the game we play as London.
No. And right now they are playing Big Bucks' game. That's how it feels like to me. London are responding and reacting reacting, and Big Bucks are the ones establishing their gameplay on this game.
And there's been a couple times where London has got lead, and because Big Bucks has then either done a star pass or they've gotten out and chased them, that pressure is so prevalent that they're grabbing 1 point or no points and just going, no, we're just going to end it.
Had a little scoreboard adjustment there, so there are actually two extra points in there for London. So that does take us to a very clean 30-point difference, which your mathematically challenged announcer really appreciates. So I think we are in for quite a tasty game. They've already been treated to a cagey little affair now, but as people get tired, as those penalties rack up, as we mentioned, there are 13 penalties to London right now, just 1 for Big Bucks. And we've seen that if you, like me, watch any sport you can get your eyes on, discipline.
Yes.
Can't win if you're not out there doing the thing.
You're not. And I think attitude makes it a very big difference to even us as amateur athletes. Big Bucks is one of those teams that they can lose a game by a very large margin and they'll get off track and they'll celebrate like they've won.
Yeah.
And the first thing they do is thank all the NSOs. They thank all the refs. And then they'll go and celebrate. And I love that. And I know they're not the only team that does it. There are a few, but I love that sort of energy from anyone that's going to compete.
Absolutely. So we are back into the action now with Fletcher jamming for London in the pink, going up against Drac jamming for Big Bucks in the black. And the blockers are definitely, honestly, I feel like this is a blockers game so far. The jammers are having to work really hard. Now it's on. Game on. Fletcher has lead. Drac, though.
Yeah.
Right there. And in this economy, we do not do jammer on jammer action, Sonic.
No, we don't. And it's smart. Absolutely smart not to. You know, we had a couple games yesterday where someone tried to eat the baby, and I'm really glad that jammer did not engage.
I don't have to play your silly games.
That will be the third jam where Big Bucks has been scoreless, which is quite interesting, only 11 jams in.
I do believe the pendulum of momentum does not know what to do with itself right now, as we see Fizz take on Lou. So, 2 very similar style jammers, actually. Very lithe, very agile. Love to take at the movement, but Fizz took opportunities there. When the bodies fall, just step over them and still lead. Why not? So we see some lovely work here as we see Lou working the lines. What a side serve, what strength to stay upright and inbound. But Fizz is out there scoring points, grabs the 4, calls it off after looking at their bench for just a little check-in.
Absolutely fantastic roller derby from all of them right there.
Talking of roller derby, we've got so much for you. There's so much. There's 2 more games on this track, a couple of more games over on the other side. Don't forget medals on the line. It's all happening in Stoke right now. As you hear the cheer sections have had their coffee and they're waking up. So we have Bear versus Palmageddon. So, look at the work there from Palmageddon. Almost escaped up the inside there, but Big Bucks were able to shut that door. Here comes the offense. That's number 66. That's Boudica.
And I love that because Palmageddon was very clearly going, right, they're going to come here. I'm waiting for you to come in. And they created that space for them to come straight through.
Palmageddon has picked up a 4-arm penalty. So Bear once more. It's like Christmas for Bear right now. It's just raining power jams.
It is, and that is a 3rd penalty on Palmageddon as a jammer. It is quite interesting that they've had 2 jammers having quite a few penalties so far.
Yeah. Somebody didn't have their Weetabix this morning, did they? So
or the Red Bull.
Or their Red Bull. Other energy drinks are available. So you see Bear side skip beautifully, but is met by a tripod. We see the offense coming in, just trying to move it around a little bit. Just give Bear a little purchase, a little something. But they are sucking up space like they are Dementors here. Look at this. Don't go backwards, Bear. They'll steal it. Ooh, they are absolutely absorbing every inch here. And so now on the outside, we see, is there a recycle there? No. We were trying it. Everybody's locked into turn 1 right now. They don't want you to see them. They're like, no, you can't watch this bit. secret. And that's because the pivot ended up in the penalty box. That's obviously the corner of shame, Sonic.
Yeah, it is.
It's where the naughty things happen.
And it's really great because we're watching both of these teams right then. We had a very strong wall, and each jammer had an offensive skater right there with them. And those walls were just so good at ignoring it.
Yeah, like Bear is in the sad place, desperately looking for anybody to come and assist. And this is, and blockers are out to win this one. Look at their work and look at that. What a jam, Sonic.
Very nice. Very nice.
Work rate here from both teams is phenomenal. And I honestly think this second half, it's gonna, when the tiredness starts to kick in, when the adrenaline starts to drop, what is gonna happen?
Oh God, yeah. To be this far in and we're 15 points London, 44 big bucks. I feel like so far this weekend that's the lowest it's been at this sort of point.
The cost of living crisis has hit us hard here in Stoke. Jessosaurus and Crashunut are out there jamming. I believe this is Jessosaurus' first jam, so changing things up a little bit from London. And look at that shoulder action. I feel like I'm in Sister Act. Show me some of that deep shoulder action. And up and away we go again. So these blockers honestly are giving no quarter today. There is no mercy. The big recycle on Crashu, but it is Jessosaurus on their first jam out who picks up lead. You can hear the instructions coming in hot and heavy. Is there a penalty there? Somebody's getting a penalty, yeah. But it's not Jessosaurus, which is what London will care about right now, as they rack up 15 penalties so far. 15 penalties, 15 points. It's a costly game for London Battersea Power right now.
It is. Watch how both of these three rules are really locked down on these skaters at the moment. And Jessosaurus just has so much power that I think if they got a big enough run up, no one wants to be in their way.
You all know that I am here to ooh and ah at Apex jumps, but these blockers are just a sight to behold right now.
Absolutely.
Like the catch and contain is one thing, the reforming, the resistance to offense, thoroughly impressed so far. 10 out of 10, would come again.
The star is not on Crashu's hat. I don't know if a star pass has been completed or if it's still trying. The pivot and Crash are very close together.
I haven't seen any head taps of any, not even.
We've got a different star though. I think Stitcher has taken the star.
We've got it, yeah.
And Stitcher's got a power jam.
Outrageous. London just giving away power jams like they're candy right now.
Amazing. So who are we going to put on to take advantage of this power jam?
Drac.
It's going to be Drac or Bear, right?
I'm just saying, I want to see Drac's explosiveness. Drac treated me to a couple of Apex jumps yesterday, so that's my vote.
And it's funny, I wouldn't necessarily wish it on her, but I would love for Drac to not get lead, and we have a zoom in on her face, because if she doesn't get lead, she takes it personally.
I mean, if she doesn't get lead on a power jam start, I think she's going to be real mean. I think that's going to be a face for the ages, Sonic. But we see London, who did kill penalties earlier, did really well, but Drac says no. Riggs backed me for this power jam and I will deliver, and I appreciate that, Drac. So here we go. Here comes the offense. Oh, I love that little stutter start. That was a huge hit. Who was that?
That was Mads. A lovely bit of coming in and clearing that out of the way.
That was beautiful. So this is Big Buck's opportunity to really extend the lead as they head into the halftime. There are only 6 minutes left on the clock. Granted, we can get quite a few jams in there, but Jessosaurus back. No, Jessosaurus is out there. Is stealth mode? Looks like they're jamming to me.
Looks like they're jamming. The hat is off, but to be honest, they had quite a tiring jam the last one, so they probably are going to look to do a pass.
Yeah, it's the smart move before you find yourself back in there. Somebody got a back block call. It was a Big Bucks blocker. Ooh. Drac now looking to equal the highest scoring jam of the day so far. Or game so far. I can't speak for all the other tracks. There's just so much action happening here at Five Nations playoffs. So I believe Jessosaurus has now completed the initial. Drac is looking to the bench. having a little chit-chat. And there's
Oh
the
yeah,
ball off.
you can see the bench as well looking at the penalty box going, right, how much time, get as much of that penalty out of the way as possible.
That is our second 16-0 jam in favour of Big Bucks. That takes them to 60 points. London Roller Derby being held on 19. Their points to penalty ratio has improved slightly. It's 19 points, 17 penalties now, so we're going in the right direction, London.
I do see someone in the middle. Are we having an official timeout? Has someone got a question? Are we going to have an official review?
I think we're just checking our clipboards for a moment. I think that's what this is. Sonic, this has been a fantastic game so far.
Oh, it is. It's outstanding. And in so many ways, we're starting to pull away a little bit at Big Bucks. It's too early to say that that's the way it's going to happen. But I don't think anyone necessarily expected to have a 41-point difference.
Not at all. Not at all. So what did we say? Flat Track Stats was telling us.
It was saying
it was going to be 7 points for London and then 6 points.
Yeah, so every 7 points London scored, Big Bucks was supposed to score 6.
Well, Big Bucks did not pay any attention to Flat Track Stats when they came in today. Just so, because we are doing points to penalty ratios, allow me to be very fair and clear with this. The Big Bucks have 20 points per penalty at present. So, just in case anybody thinks I'm being slightly biased there. But our wonderful producer, Duke Special, keeping us in line and doing the quick maths for me to the side. So, Sonic have had a lovely weekend in Stoke so far. Do you know what our guys at home can do? They can go to the website, and if they want to get involved in Five Nations next year, they can volunteer to be part of Five Nations for 2026. So, as I like to say, be the change you want to see in the roller derby world. Get yourself involved.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, there's so many nice people here, and the amount of friends I have made just by being in roller derby is
it's what it's all about. Now,
I would be so lonely.
I do have another sneaky bit of information for you.
Ooh.
Do you work at home? Do you have a small business? Do you have a little part-time thing? Do you want to run the Five Nations shop?
Oh.
Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? If you are interested, go to the website, use the email address hello@Five Nations Roller Derby, get in touch with Sticks or Valks or any of the leadership at Five Nations. Heck, you can message me and I will figure out how to get you in touch with somebody. But there's a lovely little roller derby opportunity. You could add it to your already burgeoning collection of side hustles.
Yeah. Some people love a bit of admin.
And I'm really good at packing stuff and putting like labels on things. You know, it's a forte. So. There's obviously a lot of paperwork here. They knew we were all enjoying ourselves a little bit too much, so we're just going to calm down a second before we start to head in to this last 5 minutes. And apparently Liv is watching from Bristol, so a big shout out to Liv. Thank you for keeping us company this morning. If you would like a shout out, you have to go on the community Discord, Sonic.
Oh, yeah.
My ESPN is good. It's not that good. Do you know what I mean? So why don't you just write it in there? Tell us where you're watching from. Have you got your onesie on? Are we having a cup of tea? Is it cheese toast? Is it bacon sandwiches? You talk to us. But we have got 5 more minutes of a roller derby to get on with before you're allowed to go and get that bacon sandwich. So sit tight as Joe Commotion goes out to jam for London in the pink up against Freaky, who is in the black but with the pink shorts just to confuse us. Oh, wonderful work by Joe Commotion there. Really fast grab of lead, which Joe Commotion has been a very solid jammer for London.
Absolutely. Block Nest Monster did a great job of opening up with that inside corner for them.
And that is 4 points picked up by London, rapidly improving their penalty to points ratio in that one lap there. So come on, let's see London close a little gap here. We've seen this before. You all know I love a tight game and I love a little pirouette. And 1 to go, no problem at all for Joe Commotion. Freaky though, having a bit of a time of things.
Freaky's just done a star pass. London's done a very good job at keeping the pivot away from them for a very long time. And they've instantly eaten Serenity as soon as she's taken the star.
Yeah, your pivot can't save you here. Look at this work. That's Block Nest Monster once more. Unable to slow the roll, but impeding ever so slightly. That was a heck of a jam for London, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered.
That is what London needed. That is what London wanted. 16 points.
They heard me maligning them, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did, and they were like, Riggs, have a bit of this.
Yeah, they needed it. They needed it.
So they have matched the 2 highest scoring jams from Big Bucks, and that, as we said, really has changed the face of this as we see Vengeance take the line going up against Lou. And all the action right in the middle. Both jammers not testing the lines yet. We see Vengeance, the first one to do so. Gets a big recycle from number 5, Hayley. Back you go to the start. It's like snakes and ladders all the way back down. But Vengeance says, I shall have mine.
Yes.
And lead is collected. Oh, but look, Star Pass again and a speedy one. But look at Cherry trying to make life difficult there.
Very nice. Stitch is going to put on that pressure. We're going to see if Vengeance actually gets any points before they decide to call it off.
The pack speeding up. Great work. Grabs a few.
It's got to be 3. That was almost a clean sweep.
Oh, you could be a referee, Sonic. Spot on. Matched by our wonderful officials, who we have to say a big thank you to for being here this weekend. But 3 points. So that is 19 unanswered points by London. And they have absolutely no intention of going into this half-time meekly.
Yeah, that official timeout we had clearly helped London. That was the reset they needed.
That was the one. So you see Bear going up against Fizz. And look at the drive here, but what amazing burst of acceleration from Bear to collect lead for Big Bucks. But I tell you what, Fizz ain't hanging around. Barely a quarter of a lap between them, so all the jostling in the pack now. That line opens up. Blocknez Monster does just enough. And that is what Blocknez Monster has done all weekend. I think I presented Blocknez Monster with more than one certificate yesterday. Our blocker extraordinaire. That wasn't a huge hit. It was just enough.
It was enough.
Because they saw the speed of the jammer and just, I don't need to do much here. Off
Yeah,
you go.
absolutely. It's that destabilization coming in with all that speed. And it was great because it meant Bear only got 1 point instead of 4.
Absolutely. So Big Bucks on 61. London Roller Derby have pulled their socks up and they are on 38 now as we head into the last minute of this half. So it is Fletcher versus Cashew Nut. We see somebody's going to the penalty box. It is a blocker. Out front is Fletcher, who rides that hit really well to pick up lead for London.
Absolutely. Great fighting for it with those blockers out front and stretching out the pack.
So, oh no, we've dropped your hat. It's always bad when you drop your hat. But look at Fletcher, and this is quite the change from London. The first game had a massive lead change. What's happening now? Has the pendulum swung to the London side?
Potentially, Big Bucks have now got a few more penalties in the last couple jams.
I do love it when they tell on themselves, people. I'm going to go and have a sit down for a track cut.
Good honesty.
So we all know.
Good honesty.
Love
but
that.
I think the last couple jams, you're seeing it, Big Bucks are getting a little bit hectic. They're not calm and relaxed. They're starting to just...
I see Gemmeroids. Gemmeroids right in the middle of the track there, just sorting things out. So we're having a timeout. And it is the Big Bucks who are calling it because they want to upset this momentum. And this is what this is what we were talking about with game management and clock management. There are extra weapons in your arsenal.
Yeah. And it's so good to have someone with that knowledge. Roids is a very good bench that will go, you know what, I'll time my last time out and we'll get an extra jam.
Yeah, and also we will stop them in their tracks.
Absolutely.
And as we saw that very slightly longer official timeout really helped London. Big Bucks hoping that by calling another one, it will do the same thing again, but
exactly,
in their favour. And the psychology behind sports is fascinating, and these battle of wits versus the battle of physicality is what we absolutely enjoy here.
Absolutely, especially as Big Bucks are going to have a jam line start.
Power jams.
Yeah.
And it's my favourite Power Jam starter today. It is a Drac who just decides to go through people rather than round them. It's my favourite. So Big Bucks looking to put up a big set of points here. Oh, and Drac picking a path through there beautifully.
Beautifully. You can see their captain, Atomic, is still looking at the penalty box, though, waiting for that London Jammer to stand, which I believe they are now.
Zip Hazard felt the full force of an incoming Drac there. But we do now have Fletcher back on track. So Big Bucks, though, did a great job of taking themselves to 69 points thus far. 8 so far in the pocket for Drac. We're looking for that third score in pass as Fletcher has to complete the initial, has done that now. Drac grabs that last one, settles. Are we hoping for 12 points? It is.
Very nicely done.
Anything you can do, I can do. Say Big Bucks to London. I suggest that you go and get that bacon sandwich or that cheese toastie or them biscuits that you've been thinking about. You get the kettle on.
The excited you need to get out.
You need to do all of that right now, because in 14 and a bit minutes time we will be back with what promises to be a fantastic half of roller derby. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for joining us back here on track 1. We are going to be getting away with London Roller Derby and Big Bucks High Rollers very shortly. During our halftime, we have come some really interesting facts, if I can say so myself. Thank you, Duke. Now, currently Big Bucks are sat on 6 penalties, none of which belong to their jammers, whereas London is on 18, and their jammer, Palmageddon, has 3, Jammer Fizz has 2, Jammer Jessosaurus has 1, Jammer Fletcher has 1. So just right off the bat, the fact that they've had so many times with a jammer just sat there, huge advantage for Big Bucks.
Absolutely.
Interestingly, Bear 9-3 has a 100% lead average so far for Big Bucks, and Joker Motions 3-3-3 is a 100% lead average for London, but they did lose their lead at one point because they got a penalty. They are also currently the highest scorer for London with 21 of those total points.
That makes sense to me. Joker Motion, a very solid jammer in the rotation. So we're almost ready to get going here, but those of you will know I have currently become obsessed with penalty to points ratio. So Big Bucks at the end of that half are 12 points to every 1 penalty. London 2.5 points to every 1 penalty. Let's see how the second half plays out. Joker Motion jamming for London in the pink has lead, has been joined and overtaken by Drac. So we call it off and we'll have another one.
And that's great, because that, for a moment there, it looked like London were going to come out of this swinging with taking all control, and Drac just went, no.
Yeah,
it's still our game.
Honestly, this is going to be really interesting to see the response, because London, after that big reset in the first half, did come out, and it only took them 4 or 5 jams to really close that gap. And Big Bucks need to be really careful, because they gave up a lot of points across about 3 or 4 jams in that first half. That was a false start. We was all a bit too excited there. We still got stuff to do.
And that's really interesting, because, you know, Big Bucks are known to be a second half team.
Oh.
So the fact that London already experienced this short break and came out swinging is going to be really cool to see what happens this half.
Most definitely.
Flat track stats predicted before this game for every 7 London points, Big Bucks was going to score 6. Currently, we're actually looking at a ratio closer to every 6 London points. Big Bucks is getting 9.5.
Okay.
Now that is from the wonderful mind of Formula One's Chain Bear.
Ooh.
Thank you for doing
Sports
the maths.
crossover.
But it's kind of intense.
It is. There is not a lot between them. You might think, but Riggs, London have got 46. Big Bucks have got 73. That's loads more. But you saw how quickly that can turn around. Couple of 16-point jams, and all of a sudden, it's going to be squeaky bum time.
Absolutely. And there's so many things that could happen, you know. Are London going to slow down on the penalties this half, especially hopefully with their jammers, so they just have more chance to get those points? That I am hoping for the less.
Let's see what happens. Lou taking the track for Big Bucks in this second half, going up against Vengeance. So we are off this time as we see the Blocknez Monster try to shove Lou out right at the beginning. Lou determined to find room on that outside line, but Blocknez Monster is ably supported. Up front, Vengeance is pushing hard, but that's some one-on-one blocking. That is beautiful, that Swan. Every time I've gone, oh, I really like that one-on-one blocking when I've been watching a Big Bucks game. You know who it is?
Swan.
But Vengeance is using that lateral movement to really drive the pack. You see they're forcing the bridge now.
This is the longest so far we've had no lead picked.
Yeah. Lou is having a right old time of things at the back there. There is no offense for anyone. We have to build bridges. And Vengeance gets the big recycle. Manages to curb it. Has this shuffled them up enough? No, it's another recycle. The blockers are not giving anything here. And in fact, at any moment, a jammer goes backwards. They steek up the space, but Lou says, Rig, shut up, watch me. But London just reformed in front.
Of all the things I didn't expect, this was not on my card. Over a minute and we still don't have a lead. We've pushed 3/4 of a track, and the jammers are just suffering and are in an unhappy place. These blockers are doing a fantastic job because every time they sort of see sunlight, shut down.
And Lou goes over the London pivot to claim lead with just 22 seconds left on the period clock. We'll have time to try and grab some points as we see Big Bucks take the front. Oh no, Lou picked up a penalty there.
Ooh.
What was that?
Back block?
That's a back block, Lou. What's going on there? Which means we're going to go the full 2 minutes, which means it's over now.
It is. We also did have a star pass to Hop Hunter. So that was Hop Hunter finishing out that jam.
So,
big shout out to Swearwolf and The Hype watching at home. Thank you. Love you.
Quick score update, 4 points picked up by London, and that one takes them to the 50 mark. It's now a 23-point game as Big Buck sits on 73. And obviously this is a power jam start, and Boudica takes the jam start line for the first time.
Exciting. Oh, it is swapped to Fletcher now.
No, Boudica is out there as pivot, so Boudica is ready and waiting should Fletcher need the support, but great work to the lines by Big Bucks, but Fletcher able to cut back into the track and find some space, safe room to go and collect that London lead.
Absolutely, it was really nice. Oh, you know, 15 seconds of that, holding on to them when they had no one else to worry about. That was pretty good holding. Lou is a very fast jammer, so we're going to see her coming in very quickly.
We were all thinking a leg was about to get a lot shorter for a second there, but crisis averted. But Lou did come out of the box like a jammer on a mission.
Quite interestingly now, very different from the beginning of the game. We're on Jam 3. Big Bucks are pointless so far this half, whereas it took London 5 jams to get points last time. Will it be the same for Big Bucks?
Sonic would love it if that happens, just for the symmetry of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It is a full pack out there for Big Bucks, a depleted pack for London. Can Bear take advantage? 100% lead is riding on this, and Fizz says, I'm sorry, I'm going to ruin your 100% lead. So Fizz out now. Looking for a really nice clean pass, comes to that inside line, does get recycled. We see the star pass from Big Bucks. Is that Lacey Nickers has taken the kickers, sorry.
Great, and that was really nice pressure from that star pass to make London call it off that quickly.
But London still sneaking points here and there. Yeah. And they are biting in 21 points, something like that now.
Yeah, currently, this is now London's game this half so far.
They are. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. London are now imposing their game on Big Bucks, and it's down to Big Bucks to try and find a response here. Joe Commotion, another solid jammer from the London rotation, going up against Drac, who we have seen put some big numbers up. It's all happening. The bodies are just being piled in front. We see the pack splitting up. It is Joker Motion pulls back. Drac picks up lead and ruins Joker Motion's 100% lead. So nobody's got 100% lead anymore.
That shirt whip that Dropkick did to Stitcher for the run back to push them back quicker.
Oh,
fantastic.
An unfortunate fall there from Boudica took a number of teammates out and made life dead simple for Drac. So Drac with lead and 4 in the pocket. This is the response they were looking for. Oh no, somebody's hat's on the floor. You're going to have to go and grab that. Joker Motion. And Big Bucks were lying in wait as Drac makes short work of the London pack.
And that's a really unexpected advantage they've just experienced. London tried to do a star pass, it failed and was told they're not the jammer. That also makes such a big difference. It's going to take all the speed out of the game that they had.
I'm telling you, put your jersey orders in now, folks, because the shirt whip is back.
Yeah. 12 points to Big Bucks, 0 to London.
This is a very interesting game as we see the bench just wandering for Big Bucks. Just have a little chit chat. But yeah, 55 to London.
We almost
85.
had a perfect mirror.
Oh.
London first score was on Jam 6. This half, Big Bucks' first score was on Jam 5. I'm not complaining. I'm enjoying it.
I was about to say.
Symmetry matters, guys.
There's no complaining when you see a matchup like this. Talking of which, it's Vengeance versus Crashu, and Vengeance once more picks up lead for London. That invisible ghost goblin is out there on track 1 right now.
Forearms penalty on the pink jammer, unfortunately to Vengeance. So we might see that they may not have actually picked up lead. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it was a cut track, in fact, issued to Vengeance. So Crashuna on a power jam, and Big Bucks are content to watch, going for the pack management. I'm sure Crashu really appreciates that right now.
Yep.
My thighs are killing me, guys. Any second now, if you could it's all bundling, what are we going to do? But Big Bucks are determined to set up and wait and protect
and
those
great
points.
awareness. You can see their Captain Atomic is looking back at the penalty box, watching that Vengeance has stood, watching they're coming back on track. They're like, no, we're prepping for this.
Yeah. You go collect those points and we will prevent them. So Vengeance looking for room. The offense is coming in there. That's number 14, Hop Hunter, wearing the stripe for London. Looking to that outside line. Blocknez Monster doing a fabulous job up front. Crashu, intimately acquainted with all of the London blockers in this jam. And that perseverance pays off, and lead had not been established due to the penalty. So Big Bucks it takes a minute and a half, which is the second time we've had that in this half. But Crashu is in control of this jam, and Vengeance is just trying to keep it clean to get to the end of the jam, I would imagine.
Absolutely. Vengeance is just looking to make that initial to see if they can get out. Crashu's trying to get just a couple extra points on the board.
We've gone the full 2 minutes here, and Crashu showing us their stamina. Oh, what a jam. So all of that work just yields 2 points. You feel like you should have had a basket full after everything that Crashu did there.
Oh, yeah.
But excellent work all around. 55 to London plays, 87 to Big Bucks. It's going to be Freaky versus Fletcher. So, interesting setup as we see Mads in amongst the tripod for London.
Big hit straight out the back.
Oh, Fletcher. Huge work, straight out, picks up lead. Honestly, the pendulum's all over the place right now as we see Freaky pirouetting, slipping and sliding, but Cherry determined to be that last line of defense. The big recycle comes in as the Big Buck pivot takes Fletcher all the way back to the jam start line, and Fletcher says, I think you forgot I'm in charge of this, and calls the jam.
Absolutely. And that is one London skater in one of their blockers are in the penalty box.
Boudica going for a forearms right at the end of that jam. So London really struggling to keep the fall on the track, which has honestly, there's been a big of a problem for me because they obviously have worked in the pairs.
Yes.
And the tripod is not as stable and not as offense resistant and these penalties are killing them. They're up to 21 now.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as they have someone offer a penalty, they are really struggling to make it their game.
It is. I think they've set up a certain way, but ill discipline is making things difficult. Palmageddon says, though, I am going to close that gap, and that starts with completing an initial. But Drax says, that's fine. I'm going to be coming for you. So Palmageddon needs to hit it and quit it. It's falling through. It's valid. If your head goes, your body will follow. That is a solid way to go. 3 points on the board for London there. Solid work by Palmageddon, holding Big Buck scoreless. Now, I'd love to know, how many jams have we been scoreless for? Is that 3 in a row for Big Bucks? Two. So it's just, like I said, it's back and forth. Nobody can take a convincing grip of this. That first half damage that Big Bucks did is standing them in very good stead, as we see Joe Commotion go out and pick up a lead like it's nobody's business, while Lou is still looking for work. Has gone full stealth mode, but not fooling Cherry at the back there, as we see Joe Commotion come in, very tidy, looking for room on the outside, but that Big Bucks tripod has set up. Number 66, Boudica, offering the offense here, just trying to unsettle the Big Bucks blockers.
Absolutely. There seems to be a few points where Big Bucks isn't necessarily following them all the way to the inside line, and it at least on the initial, it does appear that's how a lot of the jammers are getting through so far this half.
Absolutely. Skates to the line, bomb over it. This, you know, your coach has told you this before. So we've got the star pass. Lou is now doing some lovely blocking as Serenity is out and trying to force the call off. We've sped the pack right up here. London out in front. This is a fantastic jam. We see Big Bucks lose a blocker to the Bucks. And we see the London pivot go as well. Little flurry of whistles as Joe Commotion continues on. But Serenity is having a time of things now. Oh. They were just calling that one just a little high block potentially, but maybe not. That's what caused it. It wasn't necessarily a foul, if that makes sense, a penalty.
Yep.
Foul, Riggs, what are we? At the football?
But London did just get 12 points to Big Bucks' 4 on that jam, so that lead is slowly getting smaller. London is creeping it back. We've got just under 17 minutes left, but it's only 21 points different. Yeah. So this is
as close as London have been.
It is
obviously
for quite
apart
a while.
From the very beginning, obviously. But 21 points is the Bros. They kind of brought it back down to that. Big Bucks didn't really manage to increase it again. But yeah, it's 22 penalties to London right now, 10 on the board for Big Bucks, and there's no doubt about it. The discipline is the story of this game.
Oh, for sure. If London kept a full team on the track for if they'd got 6 penalties compared to 22, that point these points would be so wildly different.
Yeah, it's what we love about roller derby, and we especially love about playoffs. It's anyone's game on the day. Oh, we can go full American football any given Sunday. Hey?
Oh yes, proper big tackles to the floor.
I mean, we're a bit like, American football, except we don't wear quite as much padding, because we're not wusses. Did I say that out loud? Apologies to the Americans listening. Also, how does it take you 4 hours to play an hour of football? What's that about? I thought we knew how to long things out here at roller derby with our official timeouts and sorting our clipboards out. Honestly, the Americans, they're like, we've had a play. We'll have a little break now. Have another play.
Little break, long break.
Yeah. S1 is like, we'd love it if you could just put our adverts in between. You know what would happen though if we went down that route? We'd all be like, life is a contact sport.
Oh yes.
Where were you there, Sonic? Where were you for the punchline?
I thought we weren't supposed to be.
Well,
Win.
Thank you. Those of you who are like, what are they talking about? A little bit of free advertising for Chrissy Crash, as she has infiltrated every announcer's brain for the rest of time. It's like an announcer earworm. If you are in the vicinity of one, just shout, "Life is a contact sport," and they will. Yeah, it's like Marco Polo.
You will get wind shouted back.
It's Marco Polo for announcers. But that's enough of how you attract announcer in a venue. Let's get back to London Roller Derby, Battersea Power versus Big Bucks High Rollers. You know that penalties have been the story of the game, and you will see on your screen there that there are 2 in the box, 1 each, so fair's fair. Deploy the tripods.
Absolutely. Now, Bear is very, very good at even being a jammer, but blocking instead. So playing that 5th blocker position is a real big strength for Bear. So looking how she's lining up, I'm curious whether she's going to join as a blocker for a short amount of time, or whether she is actually going to just try and go through.
Let's see. So did try to be defensive, but the explosive power of Fizz was not able to be matched. But Bear says, well, fine, I'll just get back on with jamming.
Absolutely, up on that inside line.
Just goes for it there. So it's a 21-point game, and Bear is looking to establish some Big Bucks dominance, but Fizz is out. So it's all about what Bear can do now. Look at that inside line, open up, and textbook, take my 4 points, and off I go.
Fantastic. And that look up, you saw Bear, she clearly looked at the bench to go, now? Okay.
And no shades to anyone, but we definitely saw the cost of jammers not necessarily following the bench or making quick decisions. It can change the course of a game. So let's see if that continues here. So 4 points, as we said, to Big Bucks on that one. Takes them to 95. It's a 25-point game as London are sat on 70. Fletcher versus Drac, and yet again London down to 3 on the track. Big Bucks with a full complement, and Drac is doing what Drac does.
Dropping bodies to the floor.
The lateral movement and the power of Drac is such a fantastic combination, but look at Fletcher. But I tell you what, Big Bucks make you earn those passes each and every time.
Outstanding.
Big hits. We're calling it from the floor. We all just need to take a moment there.
Drac is very good at having bodies hit the floor, even if it is her own body.
Yeah, we put our bodies on the line in roller derby.
We do.
Our teammates are our own. We're not adverse to a bit of that, so we're just going to all collect ourselves a second and make sure everybody's A-OK, because, of course, player safety is our number 1 concern, quite frankly. So we'll just get everybody looked at, which gives me a really nice chance to say thank you to the medics, to the volunteers who are working the front desk, and all the people here doing the merch, the photographers, all of the non-skating officials, and of course our wonderful referees. Big shout out to the Five Nations leadership for giving us yet another fantastic season. And of course, here in the spiritual home of roller derby, Stoke-on-Trent, we're having a lovely weekend. Have you got some info for me, Sonic?
We have some interesting things. So, well, I hope other people find what I find interesting.
I'm interested. Tell me, Sonic.
So, 15 minutes left of this game, and it's so far the longest all weekend for a team to get into triple figures. We've still yet to hit it. And that's intense. That's how much these two teams are fighting, that we've not hit 100 points yet.
We don't want to rush it. We're flirting with the century. We're not going to rush into anything.
We are. And not that long ago, over on track 2, with the juniors, we had the highest scoring jam so far this weekend, which was 32 points.
32 points in this economy. Outrageous.
It is. And I only see juniors, or when we have teams that are very different seedings, it's only juniors that are getting points that big.
To quote one of our announcers earlier, what roller derby can be when everyone has knees and no fear. I think that is absolutely the tagline for junior roller derby. The good news is everybody is A-OK, and we are able to continue here at the Five Nations playoff in Stoke-on-Trent, and it is Vengeance jamming for London in the pink against Crashunut in the black. And yet again, London with a blocker in the box. So they continue their woes, their penalty woes.
Absolutely. Really nice coverage of moving from side to side of that track, though. Vengeance is trying all of the space to see if they can get an opening and get through.
Yeah, Lacey Kickers is in there trying to offer some offense. It is an absolute melee, and it's separated now beautifully. Love that change of camera, just to show us that beautiful overhead shot of these blockers locking it down. Swans in there trying to cause some chaos. And you see what happens when London gets some people back out there. It all causes a bit of confusion as they all settle back in, and that gave Krashuna a real opportunity to pick up lead. Big Bucks just making Vengeance do whole laps before the initial, which, as we know, is a bit soul-crushing as a jammer.
Absolutely, and that coverage from Swan just then to stop number 5 from getting in and going after their jammer.
Absolutely, we see a star pass right at the end there, going to Boudica, really trying to force that pressure, but at last, we have made it. Those 4 points have taken Big Bucks to 102. There's just 13 minutes left. I'm normally saying that at some point in the first half. This has been inch by inch roller derby, point by point. It's 32 between London Roller Derby, who sits on 70, Big Bucks on 102. You've got 13 and a half minutes left, and it is a team time out to London.
And it's interesting, so the last 2 jams, Big Bucks have picked up 12 points. They have slowly increased that little differential we had. We're now back to 32 points. It's understandable and totally reasonable right now. London is having this time out to go, guys, get it together. They have one skater that is currently on 55 of their 7 points. So starting to tread into the danger zone of potentially they need to be on track a little bit less.
But yeah, it is 25 penalties to 10 for Big Bucks, and I keep saying it, folks, but it is a compelling thread of the narrative here between London and the Big Bucks, as we see. What can London do? Because 32 is just 1 jam if you're a junior in roller derby, right?
As an adult, it's 2 jams, but
we've got to be sensible. We've got to pace ourselves. We've got to go work tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So we'll do it over 2 jams if we can stay out of the penalty boxes. Maybe. Let's see what happens.
Totally doable. Again, London is starting with Hop Hunter is in the penalty box.
You shock me, Sonic. You shock me with this information.
So, again, small advantage for Big Bucks on the start line. And we have seen that it's proving quite beneficial when this is happening.
It is. It really does feel like it is destabilising London and their defensive plans. Most definitely. So it's Joe Commotion, who you see there in the 333 jersey, in the pink for London, who will be jamming next. Stood next to a number 16, a Drac, composed, focused, ready to get into that final.
Absolutely. Drac is a very well-known skater, used to skate for London Roller Derby, played for a previous Roller Derby World Cup for Team Romania. This past Roller Derby World Cup was the team sports physio. We have so many people here right now, but Block Ness Monster was captain of South Africa for the Roller Derby World Cup.
Wow.
We've got so many skaters here today that have done huge things in the roller derby world.
They have indeed. And yet they still find themselves in Stoke. Hey? Still find yourself in Stoke on a Sunday in September.
It's not a little poke in the eye, is it?
Do you know, the glamour of this sport is what I came for. Nobody looks at me very strange in a Stoke Leisure Centre whilst wearing a suit. That does not happen at all. You've overdressed for boxer size again, Riggs. Anyway, talking of boxer size, it's Joe Commotion versus Drac out on track. Who's going to float like a butterfly? Who's going to sting like a bee? I'll tell you what will sting is that track cut for Drac. Oh no, back in your coffin, Drac. So, what can we do here, London? Joe Commotion is not about to give in to your sense of urgency at home as you scream at the screen. Slow and steady is what Joe Commotion has done incredibly well this weekend, has been one of the most solid jammers for the London rotation, and everybody at Big Bucks has had a bit of a go at Joe Commotion, and Joe Commotion says, that's fine, I've got points.
And that's interesting because that small timeout that London's had has been really great. Currently, Big Bucks have 2 blockers in the penalty box, so their defense is struggling right now against Joe Commotion. Nice and lovely time up with the outside line.
And you see how this changes the dynamic of the strategy, the impact this has on track as we see 8 points with Joe Commotion. Big Bucks, we've lost the London pivot into the box, so they won't have loved having to call that as Boudica goes to sit down, but had to do it, had to protect the points. 11 unanswered points put up by London takes them to 81. Big Bucks stayed held on 102.
And it's great, it's brought us back to a 21-point differential. These teams are trying to kill us.
Big Bucks are determined not to let them any closer. Can they keep that up? Both teams will be a blocker down. So it's like War of the Worlds out there.
Dance, Freaky.
Yeah, dance like it's the end of the world. It's not. That's what we used to call this once upon a time. If I dust off the roller derby archives, I do believe this was there was an end of the world series that was something that led towards Five Nations. Duke is nodding at me like I haven't just had a small stroke and
this is such a fast pen
up.
work. Can't wait to read this.
This is like no Rich, you're talking absolute nonsense. But the game like this, so tight with everything on the line, a place in the final waiting for them. We've got to make sure we've dotted all the I's, we've crossed all the T's, and we've filled in all the paperwork.
I'm watching these skaters. It looks to me like the plan is Lacey is going to pick up Freaky and just throw her over the top of the pink blockers. That to me is what those hand signals mean. I'm going to be really disappointed when that doesn't happen.
You're building yourself up for disappointment here, Sonic. Be careful, be careful. So yes, it was the end of the world, then it was Heartlands, then it was British Champs, and now we're Five Nations Roller Derby. It only feels appropriate that we've transitioned a number of times, changed our names. Feels very on brand for us at Roller Derby, doesn't it?
It does.
Feels very on brand. Who will we be next year? Why don't you go to the website and sign up and be a volunteer and find out what it's going to be like next year?
Absolutely. We've had a little swap around. That is now Bear instead of Freaky at the jam line.
Oh, I like Freaky shorts. Bring Freaky back. Free Freaky! I'm sure there was a reason, Gemma. I would never, ever doubt you, obviously. That's not what I'm doing here. So, our camera's in place as we settle in for the last 11 minutes and 50 seconds of this game.
That's an entire wall swap out from London, which is very interesting. So obviously the changing of Freaky to Bear has caused something on the London bench to go, no, we're going to swap out all of you guys too.
This is like the changing of the guard happening here.
Yeah, and London have said that they're very versatile, and this is something they do really well of, is just adapting to different scenarios, and that's a perfect example of going, okay, well, we've been up against you, well, this is what we're going to do because it's you.
Absolutely. Know thy enemy. Somebody's been reading The Art of War, haven't they? Been making use of their library card. So we're still in a timeout, as you can see. We're almost at 3 minutes here.
Boudica is having a great time in the penalty box, sending love hearts to people.
But there is quite the conversation happening here in the corner. Let's see what that results in. Might just be a chat about tea.
Might be.
Well, I bet it's not, because they're totes profesh. Totes profesh. Look at them. And their stripes. Is that a kilt or a skirt? I can't decide. I like it, though. It's the only way you catch me in a skirt, honestly, if it's a kilt. I think I need to get one.
I feel like a kilt would
suit.
be... Ooh, yeah. But a kilt would also be warmer than the average skirt. So I feel like that's also the only other reason why I would wear it, because it would be warm.
Also, I don't know if it's a very good idea for me to get my legs out. We would blind the audience.
Oof, how white they are.
I'm very Welsh. I'd just like you to know. So, snow blindness from the legs. Anyway, that's enough of our sartorial musings. We are ready to resume. Thank God, I know you're very relieved to see Palmageddon out there going up against Bear, as we said. And
Look at this.
Nope.
Just no movement.
I was about to say, did they know the whistle went? Off we go. And there's that explosion that we love to see from these jammers. We see Snatch having to go through the middle of the pack there. And oh, look who's come up with it. It's Bear.
Bear did an awesome little hop on that inside apex to get over someone's feet to get out.
Boudica is in all sorts of penalty troubles. Lacey Kickers has also gone to the penalty box. We're seeing all sorts of action out there. Bear is the one picking up points though here. Grabs the 4 and pulls it off. And that will freeze a number of folks in the box. One each. It's the pivots.
It looks as though that long pause we had is because Boudica has been issued a second penalty on that Jam 13 for whatever reason we are unsure of right now. So unfortunately going to be sat down.
Illegal
for quite
procedure,
a while.
I believe. That was an illegal procedure.
Yeah.
Don't do that, it's naughty. So we've got 2.
Which apparently was failure to exit in this instance.
It's outrageous.
So great opportunity for Big Bucks to have a blocker sat down for a whole minute.
Indeed.
The things they can do, however.
Yeah, Boudica is now on 5 alongside Hot Hunter. So those are the 2 mainstay pivots for London, finding themselves in some hot water. It is 27 penalties on the board for London versus 14 for Big Bucks. Big Bucks had a little flurry where they picked up those 4. And that was what allowed London to get that little bit closer. But yet again, Big Bucks say 21 points is as close as you're allowed to get. Anything after that is uncomfy, and we're not having it.
Absolutely. Big Bucks do have 2 skaters in the penalty box at this moment in time, posing for a very cute photo that I can't wait to see later. Serenhitty and Lacey Kickers are the married couple that are not married.
Aww.
They are adorable, and they constantly know everything about the other one. True love.
That's what we haven't had, is a 5 nations wedding, have we? We need to have do you want to get married in Stoke? Get in touch. Fenton Manor Sports Complex will host you. Right?
It's a huge venue.
Cheesy chips, your guests will love it.
Vegan options.
Lots of parking. You do have to pay.
So hopefully we'll be underway soon. It'll be quite fun because this is first time in quite a long while where London does have the blocker advantage on track.
Outrageous. They won't know what to do with themselves.
They won't.
They'll be all like, look at us all here. Now let's see if they do fall into their pairs when they get everybody back out on track. So it is Joker Motion versus Drac, and Drac makes short work of picking up lead here.
No, Naya's got lead.
Oh no lead.
Joker Motion does have lead with a no pass, no penalty, but Drac did get further out of the pack quicker. And I believe that's 1 point before that called off. Go on, give Drac that point.
I feel like we should have a little screen with Sonic's blood pressure on it at this point. I think it would be one of the most interesting statistics to track right now, as we see London held on 81. 2 sneaky points for Big Bucks takes them to 108. There are just 10 minutes in this chess match between these 2 teams, and they are playing for a place in the final later on today. So it is Drac versus, that is Fletcher, and both out of the pack very, very quickly, but Big Bucks with 2 in the box. So proving problems. London still with the 3.
We've got a really fast pack going on right now. People don't want to give up their points.
Run away. But Dr. Body's hitting the floor on the way through as well. Stitcher picking up a cut at the end of that jam. And it's just that one sneaky puts. Now Big Bucks are doing to London what London did a little bit earlier, which was just, it doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, just keep them at 0.
Absolutely.
And let's move ourselves forward. So Lou and Vengeance look slightly confused for a moment there on the jam line, but the whistle goes and they are instantly engaged into jammer mode. Vengeance taking the front, Lou being sat on really well by that London defense and recycled back behind the jam line. We do see that Vengeance is also recycled. That Stoke floor saying hello to Vengeance. We are into turn 1. And Lou is gone stealth mode, and Vengeance kept the helmet cover on, and so therefore is able to pick up lead. So maybe too early a star stash for Lou there, as lead was still open.
Yeah, potentially.
Vengeance now in on a scoring pass, does get the recycle. Good Derby intelligence to know that they didn't need to go all the way back. I love it when blockers try that. No, honestly, it's me you have to get behind. I promise, I tell you no fibs. Any points for anyone in that one?
So our current point ratio is every 4 points to Big Bucks, you get 3 to London. So that is an improvement. Is this a timeout, or are we going to have an official review, Royds?
There looks like some bench action happening.
Now we have, in her natural environment, Gemma Royds attempting her first official review of this game. Royds is very well known for quite often completing and successfully getting their official review back. Can she keep up her high record?
We will find out all the details, as there is also a live battered sausage in the circle. You cannot see the sparkly trousers, but day 2 of Sausage's attire has not disappointed at all. Apparently it's the year of sparkly trousers, so great appreciation for those out there, as the referees have a lovely little chat about with each other. Now, you remember I was saying earlier, if you're a small business owner, somebody who works from home, maybe you've got your own side hustle, have you got a little bit of room for another one? Would you like to run the Five Nations shop? If you would, please get in touch with us here at Five Nations. Go to the website, chat to Bouts or Sticks, or send somebody at Five Nations a message. I think we've got an email address at hello@fivenationsderby. So get in touch with us if that sounds like something you would like to do. And if you're thinking, I don't want to run a shop, Riggs, but I don't mind, coming and hanging out in Stoke with you lot for a weekend, don't volunteer for the 2026 season of Five Nations. We will love and appreciate you forever if you do so.
Absolutely. I can see that the referees have gone back to the captains, so this is either just to get more information or they're delivering a decision. As soon as we have more information, we will share it with you at home, because we are also chomping at the bit to find out what.
And we did get confirmation that London did indeed swap to their stronger pack to block Blair. We were absolutely spot on there. We're just waiting for Sausage to give us the gossip, and we will bring it to you.
We have Crash here lined up against Fletcher. Crash is looking to have quite a run-up for this whistle. So, Crashu versus Fletcher, and outrageously there is a full complement of blockers on track for both teams. Let's see who survives the jam. Huge shove to the infield for Fletcher. Crashu staying safer, keeping to the middle, and it is Crashu who does in fact come out with lead here. Big Bucks are not looking to give up anything in this final stages of this game, as we see Fletcher out, completing the initial. So the pressure is on Crashu now, as Crashu gets locked into that tripod. We're going to see the smart call off. Yeah, Fletcher just meets the shoulder of Lacey Kickers. And I do believe Big Bucks, yes, beautiful work. 2 points to them, takes them to 112, holding London scoreless at 84. Oh, but Swan picking up a penalty at the end, so the pack advantage will be with London. And once again, they're like, oh, look at this. It's swinging the other way. And it is because we do see our first Big Bucks blocker on their 5 penalties. London have stabilised at 27 penalties. Big Bucks have now racked up an additional 4, taking them to 18, as we see Joe Commotion versus Drac. Absolutely. It looks like Joe Commotion has picked up lead on this instance, but Drac, as always, taking it as a personal offence, is chasing down Joe Commotion.
But those penalties to Snatch and Little Essie going to the penalty box. So it is all to play for here. Joe Commotion gets through, calls it. Able to deny Drac. Let's see. Yes, that is a closed fist if ever I saw one.
That was very nicely done.
That was really good from Joe Commotion. I have been really impressed with Joe Commotion's jamming throughout this game. They have taken London to 88 points. Big Bucks on 112, but London will start with only 2 blockers. It's all right though. Big Bucks do have all 4.
One is in the bin. We have now got told that the Big Bucks official reviewers, they were requesting a cut call on Vengeance, and obviously that has not been happened. No cool stands. They lost that review.
Now Fizz is out in lead, got control. So London really doing what they did at the end of the first half here. It was only a matter of a couple of jams where they really changed the dynamic, and they are a touch closer than they were before as Fizz and Bear force this pack into a foot race. Does anybody get anything? It looks like bagels for everyone. Nil point, like a UK Eurovision entry.
That's why that sounds so familiar to me. No point.
We're moving on quickly as we see Vengeance versus Drac. So here we go, and Vengeance pushing out first as we see London able to contain Drac in between the two, but Drac will look for that inside line, looking for a bit of offense, but Vengeance takes it up. Great lateral movement from Drac there to really, kind of divvy up the blockers there. One to beat, one more to beat.
Absolutely.
Stretching the pack out, got lead. Very insistent that London should leave Drac alone.
I don't know what for, but we have a power jam.
So Vengeance did pick up a back block there, and so Drac is now ready to really put up some points, and this could crush London Dreams as we speak. Just 4 minutes, not even 4 minutes left on the clock as Drac comes back in for a second scoring pass. This could be the jam that puts the game out of reach for London. But is that a commentator's curse coming to life there? The jammer switcheroo will occur, and we will get Vengeance back on it. It's all about the back blocks in this jam. So Vengeance now gets their opportunity to come on through.
Now, jammer switcheroo is my favourite thing to happen in roller derby.
And Vengeance makes short work of that pass.
Absolutely.
So that's the initial completed. So London are eligible for points now.
The Big Bucks aren't running away just yet.
Great, just a lovely bit of agility there from Vengeance to ride that hit out and stay in bounds.
Lovely coverage from Haley, just going, I know this is where you're going to pop up, so I'll pop up there first.
But Vengeance has picked a beautiful path through there, so it's all square. But don't forget, Drac will have points in the pocket, which have just been redeemed. Oh, we are heading into quite the tight finale. As we said, that's just a junior, no, 28 points between them. So less than a junior jam. A grown-up can do that, can't they? 28 points.
We have time for 2 more jams.
Let's see. So it's 92 on the board to London. It's 120 to Big Bucks. A place in the final this afternoon is on the line. Shiny, shiny medals. Which colour do you want? Fletcher versus Lou. Full complement of blockers. Everyone's on the track for this last 2 minutes. And it is London who do get lead. This is exactly what they need to try and make any kind of dent into this. We've talked about game management. We've talked about clock management. We have also talked about Swan and the fabulous big hits. The big recycle comes in.
And I love this. Both jammers have been knocked off, and so both team are recycling, and it just keeps going further and further back because they make back.
This is what we do. Out up front, you see Cherry Garden supported there beautifully by Pandemonium. Out front, Fletcher is your lead jammer, just in case you've forgotten. Lou still having trouble with those London blockers. And you see here, all 4 London blockers on the track, and this is what they do.
Boudica has received their 6th penalty, is now sat for a directional.
But Lou has escaped the pack, so all the pressure on Fletcher now to bag points and call it. You do not want to give any up.
Now, yesterday, when I had a game with Duke, I very kindly asked the team to put on the skater who had 6 penalties to see if they'd foul out on the last jam. So please, London. I know we don't necessarily want it, but it would be funny.
Just in case you are wondering, yes, Sonic does like big bucks, and they cannot lie. It's a fact.
I do also like London. I love all of this.
We all have our little affiliations in our heart, but what we are focused on right now is these two fantastic jammers of this game. We are into under 2 minutes on the period clock.
Very quickly chased out. Bear has got lead, but Jocomotion is chasing with all of their speed. The pack is moving so fast because they don't want to give up a point.
I think we could probably squeeze another 2 or 3 jams in here, but it is about how we manage the clock, how we manage the game here. But Big Bucks have got exactly what they need to control this. You are not lead, Jocomotion, and you have picked up a forearm. So that is the end of the jam. It was a cut track. There were 2 points picked up by London, taking them to 98. Your unofficial score right now is the Big Bucks have finished on 121. We will let the officials just double check that nothing else can happen. But right now, it is euphoria in the Big Bucks corner as they celebrate making it through to the final for, I believe, are we tier 2?
To go up to tier 2.
To go up to tier 2. So it is all on the line. If you are a Big Bucks fan, come back and join us this afternoon for what promises to be yet another fantastic game.
Now, fantastic skating from both teams. Absolutely so many highlights that if we could have a reel, we would.
Yes.
I believe it's the first time London hasn't broken 100 points. So to be able to say you played a team like London and you did that to them is insane.
I don't know about you at home, but I take my hat off to both of these teams. That was a fantastic game. I thoroughly enjoyed that. You have been treated to the wonderful statistics from our producer extraordinaire, Duke Special, who is kindly just, that's Duke's arm, you can see there. I have been joined by...
I'm Sonic.
And I have been Riggs. We have had a lovely time. Don't go anywhere. 2 more games on this track. Bunch of other stuff on the other track. Stay exactly where you are. And don't forget to get involved on the community Discord. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later this afternoon. Bye.